Caroline, good morning. Thanks very much for joining us. Well, tell us what went wrong for Labour from your perspective.
Well, I think there was two fronts I was fighting on. One front was the fact that so many of my voters could not and did not want to support Jeremy Corbyn to be Prime Minister. But the second front was the Labour Party's position on Brexit, that we'd moved to a position of being more like a Stop Brexit, Remain party, which wasn't the promise we made in 2017 at the general election. And despite, on the doorsteps, people would say, we really like you, Caroline, we really respect what you've done, but those were the two challenges that came up time and time again.
When we heard Mr Corbyn earlier, Caroline, he was saying, look, I won't be leading the party into another election, but I do want to remain to oversee a period of reflection and to see how the party goes forward. What would your message to Mr Corbyn be?
Well, I would agree that the party has to have a period of reflection. I mean, I think the problem for the Labour Party is that, this is the fourth general election we've lost in a row. We didn't have a proper period of reflection after 2010, neither in 2015 or in 2017. So our party is very good at having reviews, but they end up being a bit of a whitewash, and then we get hurtled into a leadership contest. I think Jeremy Corbyn has to recognise it's not just about him per se. It's about the politics that he espouses, the nature of the political debate that he has encouraged, and to be quite frank, I haven't seen such sectarianism since I joined the Labour Party back in 1979 that erupted in the 80s. It is quite clear that the Corbyn project is not a project that is going to win us elections, and I'm afraid to say some of the people who've been most ardent in support of Jeremy have been more interested in running the Labour Party than winning an election. But on the other hand, Hugh, I'm afraid to say there are moderate MPs who have driven us into a dead end regarding Brexit, and they have put the pursuit of Remain at the expense of our working class heartlands, and I feel very annoyed, to say the least, about that.
What's your plan, Caroline, from now on in terms of Labour and in terms of politics, and are you prepared to share that with us?
Well, I think my next plan is to go and have a cup of tea, Hugh, actually. And
I don't blame you.
If I'm giving good advice at this time in the morning about everyone taking a breath and having a proper reflection, I think I should take my own advice, don't you? But I've been in the Labour Party 40 years. I owe so much to it, but I also owe so much to the people of Don Valley, who have done nothing but treat me with kindness ever since I've been an MP, and they have been wonderful to me, and I hope in some small way I've honoured them by being their MP for 22 years.
Well, Caroline, commiserations on your defeat, and enjoy the cup of tea. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Caroline Flint there, and we'll have a word with Rachel and with Paul in just in a second, but what I'd like to do now is take a view outside. Let's go outside the building